It's an incredible country, incredible India, and one of its incredible states named West Bengal, and at the heart of it, an incredible city, Kolkata. Kolkata, you indeed are a blessed and charmed land. You're the birthplace of all that's new. You discarded your native ways to adopt the blighty style. In this pursuit, the quintessential Bengali babu soon turned a pauper. Overpowered by dreams of becoming wealthy overnight, they left their homes and travelled to Kolkata. The bullock cart of Kumorpara has been replaced by the raging four-wheelers huffing and puffing at red and green signals. Shutanuti, Gobindupur and Kolkata were three villages that have expanded and combined to create what we call Kolkata. Lives and lifestyles have changed, and so have habits. The rice and fish curry, a constant feature, now coexists with the continental cocktail. Nolin Gur has joined hands with caramel chocolates. From the bland chow mein to the all-time and all-season favorite momo. From the sheer ecstasy, only kebabs can spawn to the notes of boundless joy created by the omelette. Kolkata proudly exhibits the vibrant presence of all. The dingy lanes of this city are treasure troves of stories. Stories worth drooling over. Foodka Season 7 shall narrate the tales of Kolkata. Stories where the food and humans of this city are intricately intertwined. But are these tales concerning Kolkata's humans all about love? Or is it also about the fantastic wars? This city is no stranger to such tussles. Let bygones be bygones, but the timeline of Kolkata wasn't restricted to the bygone days. It soon stepped into an era of enchantment. A magnificent hotel sprung up in this city where music and celebration were the main themes. And this shall take us through those myriad avenues of a story where the age-old heritage of this city embraces the vibrant newness. This place in Kolkata has unbelievably colourful tales to tell. Frida and Joseph were a Swiss couple whose yarns of romance and love were stuff of legends back then. In 1920, they decided to start a tea house where they could showcase their favorite food items for the residents of this city. At the heart of this restaurant, storms and teacups rage on. Seats arranged by the glass windows give a beautiful sight. Possibly India's only nightclub singer dressed in a regal Kanjivaram sari. Independent India's first nightclub. A bar where beef and pork rub shoulders to build, strengthen and mend bridges between bosom friends. A pub that is the veritable paradise for Kolkata's rock music lovers. Any discussion about Kolkata's changing face cannot be complete without meandering through this stretch of road. A place that's regarded by many as Kolkata's intellectual capital. Come, let's join Indiatourism as Foodka Season 7 takes you through the changing face of Kolkata in this episode.
मेरी भीगी भीगी सी पलकों पे रह गए जैसे मेरे सपने बिखर के जले मन तेरा भी किसी के मिलन को ए फूड का तू भीतर से
Are we shooting today?
मेरी भीगी भीगी सी मेरी भीगी भीगी सी पलकों पे रह गए जैसे मेरे सपने बिखर के.
Am I not singing well?
Please get down from the podium.
No, I shall sing the whole song.
Please get down from the podium. Mr. Puri is waiting to meet you.
Who?
Hi, Mir.
Hi.
I'm Anand Puri.
Of course, I know you. I was just joking. You know, like I got in the mood and I started singing and crooning because this is a place which has so much of music in its blood. So I had to sing a song. I hope you didn't mind.
Not at all. It's got enough history for every single original Calcutta family.
Absolutely.
And everybody who is a true blue Kolkata wala has a drinker story.
Right? Cheers to that.
Cheers. Welcome.
Thank you. We all know where it all started from, but just for the record, if you could share something with us about this deep legacy that Trinkas has.
Well, I'm third generation Trinkas family, you could say, because my grandfather actually took over this place in 1959. My grandfather, my grandmother, she's not to be missed because very important lady. And then of course my father has run Trinkas for the last so many years. So you could say it runs in my blood to be here, to know stuff about the place, to be able to sort of fathom what's going on in this beautiful historic place of ours.
Off camera, Anand and I were actually talking about there's this connection between a place that we were covering earlier during the day, which is Flurys and Trinkas. If you want to mention it for our viewers.
Yeah. So in 1927, there were two Swiss gentlemen who started a tea room and a bakery in Calcutta. This was in the British times. So they got together, they opened this place called Flury and Trinka, which is across the street. In 1939, Trinka split from Flury and he came to this location where he opened this fantastic tea room. 1959, my grandfather, O.P. Puri, his business partner, Ellis Rashwa, and my grandmother, the three of them took charge of the business from Mr. Trinka because he was going back to Switzerland.
Okay.
That's how we actually got into this business, and we've been here since then. Since
Last year was
1959.
59. 10 years later, if I'm not mistaken, 69.
Yeah.
Usha Uthup joined the Trinka family, and we apparently had a celebration last year where she celebrated 50 years.
Yeah. Packed house, people were singing and dancing. It was amazing. We had conga lines going through the restaurant where everybody was holding onto each other's shoulders and singing and dancing with the music. And these are people who don't even know each other. Trinkas has always had this way of bringing people together and making sure that families have great fun when they walk into this place and really remember their time here.
Hi everybody, namaskar, namaskaram, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum. I'm Usha Uthup, and how proud I feel to say that I live to tell the tale of 51 years of association with Trinkas. And such a coincidence that I should be recording the song that I first sang at this amazing place, the most fantastic restaurant on Park Street, really, in Calcutta. And 1968-69, when I first came into Calcutta, this is what Calcutta did to me. Gave me a fever that I cannot even begin to explain in words. For me, Trinkas is hallowed ground. That's right.
Never know how much I love you.
You remember that?
Never know how much I care. When you touch, you give me fever. You give me fever, what's so hard to bear? You give me fever. When you touch me, fever when you hold me close.
Yes, isn't it such a coincidence that I was doing a recording and it was of the first song that I ever sang. It was my premiere show and the premiere song that I sang, ladies and gentlemen, my premiere evening at Trinkas, and it was Fever. I was just re-recording that and it was so wonderful to be able to do that. Really, I come from a time when we had just one speaker in Trinkas and everything was unplugged. I learned how to get along with other musicians. I learned how to get along with audiences. Everything that was good happened to me in Trinkas. So Trinkas for me, when I say is hallowed ground, I really mean that.
And finally, for all Foodka lovers and for people who patronize Trinkas, there is a surprise which Anand has prepared for us. This is very special, pure nostalgia.
Got a menu from the mid-1960s, and if you look at it, you'll be shocked with the prices. Everything is between 2 rupees and 5 rupees.
Let me take a closer look at this. This is so special. So appetizers, grapefruit cocktail, 2 rupees 50 paise. Cocktail Florida, 2.5 taka. Coming into, say, a chicken cutlet, 4.5 takai chicken cutlet. chicken oriental. That's 5.5 rupees. 5.5 taka. Mughlai dishes, chicken curry for 3 rupees 25 paise. Mutton keema and egg curry for 2 rupees 90 paise. This is pure treasure stuff. Where did you get this from? I mean, you dug this up for a shoot, especially?
This was found in an old desk drawer, and I'm going to frame it and I'm going to keep it at the front door so that everyone is always inspired to look at this and remember what Calcutta came from and where it is at now. We have a lot of these dishes that are also on our current menu.
The interesting part about Trinkas is, with such rich heritage, favorite of some of the biggest names, Amitabh Bachchan, Saira Banu, Dilip Kumar, Satyajit Roy.
Amitabh Bachchan stood in a queue outside for a table here.
Yes, of course. Here you walk through that heritage. I mean, we don't know, we might be in some biggest favorite seat now. Amitabh Bachchan in this seat now.
Hey, kya khayenge hum? Hey. So what are we going to have today? There are 3 dishes in front of us. There's drums of heaven, then there's lobster thermidor, and there's this dish made with cheese.
That's Murg Makhmali Kebab.
Murg Makhmali Kebab.
Murg Irani Kebab. I mean, chicken Irani Kebab immobilized with cheese, a complicated thing. They have used mozzarella with some berishta, fried onions, and it's fantastic. They have mozzarella cheese with the addition of berishta, fried onions. It's fantastic. Now this drums of heaven is slightly different. There's no sauce. It's more of a fried dish served with Szechuan sauce. In fact, homemade Szechuan sauce.
This sauce is of a different class altogether.
Please be careful while with it.
Let me serve you a portion.
I love spicy stuff. It's different.
Simply brilliant. I've tasted chicken drums of heaven at different places, but this is a different breed altogether. Trinka special. Must try when you're at Trinkas. Now it's my turn. Murg Makhmali Kebab.
Outside is coated with mozzarella cheese. That's Murg Irani Kebab.
Lobster thermidor.
First, take the flesh out of the lobster. Cook it with white sauce, bit of olive, other ingredients. Cook it. Have it with mashed potatoes and some salad on side.
So this is one of our hot favorites, chicken a la Kiev. And this is yet another speciality at Trinkas. And finally, the caramel custard has arrived.
And it's absolutely essential to say a few things about Trinkas. It's open 7 days a week from 12 to 10:30.
Which is often extended till 11:30 p.m.
Of course. For 2, the pocket pinch would vary between 800 to $1,000. If somebody has got prawns and lobsters, it might exceed a bit, but won't be really very much.
If you tear into the food at Trinkas like a ravenous shark, the bill might cross 2 grands, but otherwise, it's definitely going to be below that. Despite the lavish orders, your bill shall be well within that mark.
Now, if you ask me about my favorite dishes, definitely the chicken drums of heaven, chicken a la Kiev, and then there's another dish which we didn't have today, but I normally have it. That is fish Florentine or bhetki Florentine, my favorites. And finally, chocolate mousse or caramel custard, either one.
When you have the hilsa, make sure you also have mustard. When you have the hilsa, make sure you have the mustard. Now that we've eaten enough, we need to taste the custard.
Today, the Park is one of the most iconic hotels in the city of Calcutta, and I think it's synonymous with music, with entertainment and fun. The park imbibes so much of design and style element to a hotel per se. While being a boutique hotel, while being very contemporary and very modern in design and look and feel, the first and foremost I would like to talk to you about is Someplace Else, of course. In its 26th year of running today, Someplace Else, I think it's a legendary place. It is an iconic place. It's called the Mecca of live music. If you were to complement that, we have Roxy, our club, which is very modern, very contemporary. Along with entertainment, definitely the park is known for its food. And we have this world-class award-winning restaurant called the Zen, which is, of course, serving Oriental cuisine. As a whole, the park today is one of the most popular and the most sought-after destinations in the country.
এই তো জীবন যাক না যেদিকে যেতে চায় প্রাণ শুধু প্রাণ কেন যাবে শুধু প্রাণ কেন যাবে প্রেম চোপড়া কেন যাবে না অমরিশ পুরী কেন যাবে না রঞ্জিত কেন যাবে না জীবন কেন যাবে না আর বাড়ি ফেরার পর খালি সারাক্ষণ কিচির কিচির আমি খেয়েছি নিজের পয়সায় খেয়েছি তোর বাপের পয়সায় খেয়েছি আমি নেশা করি নিজের পয়সায় আমার শ্বশুর হচ্ছে কি ধরনের লোক বলতো সাদা মুরগি আর কালো মুরগির মধ্যে ডিফারেন্স বোঝে না আরে কালো মুরগি সাদা ডিম পাড়তে পারে কিন্তু সাদা মুরগি কালো ডিম পাড়তে পারে না কি বলে এই এপিসোডে কি একা আমি বকে যাবো তুমি কিছু বলবে না চাম্পু মাল কোথাকার বসে বসে খালি গেলো খালি গ্যাস হয়েছে অম্বল হয়েছে গ্যাস হয়েছে ভেতরটা পুড়ে গেল
Now, please don't make fun of the Bhaipo. Stories as ridiculous as this, heartwarming stories, love, many more sagas, they float around Olipub. Always, always, always. It's one of those very few places in the country that can be called truly secular. Here, two people can share one table and enjoy two different kinds of meat. A little bit of alcohol to gulp it down, Olipub is definitely one such place.
Cheers.
Thanks to Incredibleindia and this journey attempting to capture the transition from Calcutta to Kolkata, we have arrived at a very important station, and that's Olipub. Very, very important. I used to visit this place when I was young. Maybe someday my son will come, maybe his son. My father used to come here and the story will continue. Everything else may change, but the story hasn't.
Olipub is the place where so many people meet, and this place has so many stories. People from different communities and classes will have a story each to tell about Olipub. It opens at 11 in the morning and is open till 11 at night. It remains closed only on a handful of days. A great many people come here to celebrate with their friends, and there are still others who on their way back from office visit Olipub for a quick drink or two. And Olipub's food items are veritable chart toppers. Over to Foodka for more on that.
Now, if you ask me my favorite items from Olipub, it has to be the beef steak. Shotupriya steak as they call it, and definitely the pork cocktail sausages. Chicken liver grilled is another of my favorites, and served to your choice. The dishes what we are talking about, the chicken liver can be fried or grilled. Pretty substantial quantity for 230 bucks. The beef steak is 325 rupees. Food for two would set you back around 600 to 700 rupees on an average. A maximum of 750? And this, as per your choice, whatever you wish for, is the command.
There are so many places in Incredibleindia that unify people and foster bonds through food, and in a strange way. I can say with a lot of certainty that Olipub of Calcutta or Kolkata is one such place. Before we wrap up today's episode, there are two more things to do. One, we need to run through the menu once so that you understand the price points of your favorite food items. And two, I want to end this episode for Incredibleindia with some immortal lines penned by the great Dr. Harivansh Rai Bachchan. Let me read them out, lest I forget the intricate wordplay.
मुसलमान और हिंदू है दो, एक मगर उनका प्याला. मुसलमान और हिंदू हैं दो, एक मगर उनका प्याला, एक मगर उनका मदिरालय, एक मगर उनकी हाला. दोनों रहते एक न जब तक मस्जिद मंदिर में जाते. दोनों रहते एक न जब तक मस्जिद मंदिर में जाते. बैर बढ़ाते मस्जिद मंदिर, मेल कराती मधुशाला.
So this was a night out of sorts for us. Thanks to Incredible India. We're on Incredible Park Street. There are so many stories around this place. There are many unspoken words too. We hope to cover them in another episode. Since we visited the places where songs are sung, where the drinks keep flowing, Foodka hasn't brought his car with him. Foodka knows how to drive. I don't drive. Foodka hasn't brought his car deliberately because we strongly believe that we can ride a cab back home. You need to drink responsibly and always remember, if you're driving, you mustn't drink. And if you're already drunk, then you shouldn't drive. Right? A small social message from the Ministry of Tourism, Incredible India. Getting a cab now could be difficult. Till the time we wait for a taxi, let us remind you that you need to like, share and subscribe to the Foodka channel on YouTube. And what do they do with the bell icon?
Just press it
Why?
to get all our updates, what we do, what we do not.
So in our next episode, we shall take you to New Kolkata in this journey called Calcutta to Kolkata, where we shall show you the evolution of New Kolkata as part of the Incredible India series. Taxi!
Aja.
He's coming.